My story takes place in 2009 when my best friend and I would stay most of the afternoons out in her backyard. She lived in an old historic building on First Avenue in Gallipolis, Ohio, right on the river. The first encounter we had with whatever this creature was, we were sitting there talking about school when we heard a bat or something circling around the yard pretty close. Next thing we know, something hits her roof, but it was too dark to see what. The thing sounded like a grown man jumping and landing on her roof. We both got up and tried to see what it was, but it had stopped moving at the moment, and you could almost feel an electric or static type feeling, but still calm at the same time. For a while that night, we could hear something out on the roof. We kept going out to see what it was and walking around back. And then finally, we heard a wind tunnel type sound start up and could almost feel a breeze coming from the roof. Then something landed in the tree above the table in her backyard, causing branches to fall out of the tree. We stood there frozen as it jumped to a different tree, and the same thing happened again. Branches fell, and you could hear the whirlwind type sound. We ran inside very quickly after that. Well, at that point, we started to think we were crazy, or it was just some big owl. It happened a few more times. The exact same thing happened. It would land on the roof, and then you would hear a whirlwind type sound, and it would be gone. A few nights go by, and my friend's boyfriend was there. We told him about what happened before, and he thought we were just both crazy. My friend had gotten a new metal roof at the time, and that night we heard the thing again, and the air got still and full of static or energy again. And then sure enough, whatever it was landed on the roof. This time you could hear him sliding around like nails on a chalkboard. He slid down and off the roof and between two buildings. Terrified, we made her boyfriend go check out and see what it was. He walked over to where it had fell and stopped dead in his tracks, pointing his finger out. He then motioned for both of us to come look. Very calmly, I got up and walked up behind him. As soon as I looked, I saw a figure that was black and had red, reflective, glowing eyes, like an old car tail lights. And I would say it was about 3 feet taller than I am. I'm 5'4". My brain didn't have enough time to process what I'd seen before it seemed to shoot straight off into the air and disappear. At this point, we knew we weren't crazy because her boyfriend had seen it as well, and he was very shaken up by this, not wanting to believe what he had seen. Well, a few months went by, and we had not experienced anything else. We figured whatever it was had migrated on. I started talking to this guy who was the big, manly, tough guy type, and he came over to hang out with us one night. We started telling him about our experiences, and then not 5 minutes later, without warning, something big flew down into the yard. This time you could almost see the wings and outline of whatever it was. It swooped down, and then it swooped right back up. The guy ran out of her backyard screaming, "What the heck was that?" He never returned to my friend's house again after that. That was the last time either one of us had an experience like that. We believed that whatever it was kind of looking over us. It made us both feel very safe when it was around. About 2 years later, I went to the Mothman Diner in Point Pleasant, where the old lady with the beehive hairstyle worked. Her name was Carolyn Harris. Sadly, she passed away, but told her that I believed in Mothman and told her my story and said we always heard a bat. Then she stopped and told me that whatever it was eats bats, and all the hair stood straight up on my body. I've believed in Mothman ever since.
Man, what a story.
Yeah, that's a pretty good story. I've had this one sitting around for a while. I forgot I had it.
Right.
I'd go ahead and feature it.
Right, definitely.
Good story.
Yeah, it's real interesting. What I like about it too is, that's the first time I've ever heard anybody say, that they knew something about Mothman, like as far as like his eating habits or anything.
Yeah.
So that's real neat.
Huh.
Kind of like icing on the cake.
Yeah.
Definitely enjoyed that one.
Now she called it the Mothman Diner. I think it was the Harris Diner, if I remember right. It Harris Steakhouse, maybe. I can't remember. It's been a long time. But Carolyn Harris, the one that she mentioned owned it, or was the lady there. She owned it. I think it was her family's diner for a long time.
Oh man.
Yeah. But man, that was a creepy story. It sounded like
That
you
was.
had a bunch of Mothman sightings.
Yeah, really. It said
I
I've seen
wonder if she still
Mothman.
had them.
Yeah, really. 'Cause, it said it's seen Mothman in the mountains ever since.
Yeah.
So, hey, send some more experiences in.
Yeah.
Man, that was just neat.
Yep. Just hanging out in the backyard and you kept seeing it.
Yeah, really. Wow.
Well, we appreciate you sending this one in. I hope you
Yeah,
folks
definitely.
at home enjoyed it as well.
Absolutely.
And then if you've got a story that you would like to share with us just like this, you can email us at SpookyAppalachia@gmail.com. Or you can send it snail mail to Spooky Appalachia at P.O. Box 569, Radford, Virginia 24143.
And be sure to smash the like button like Mothman smashes bats. And share out, tell all your friends, your family, the neighbors. Go find Mothman. Tell him we're fans. We tell his stories. Tell him to subscribe and all of his cryptid friends.
And don't forget, stay
Stay spooky.